What's up? Andrew Pawlak here, back with another Dartboard Marketing video. As you see, I hit CRO, conversion rate optimization. I couldn't have planted the dart on a better spot for, I guess, what it is that we talk about all the time at leadPops. The core product that we built, the book I wrote, everything that we focused on as a company really revolves around CRO. So for those of you that don't know what CRO is, it's an acronym, again, for conversion rate optimization. You've probably heard a lot about SEO, search engine optimization. This is like its bigger, I think, more important brother. It's really the foundation. Spending the money on SEO and marketing and driving traffic and this and that doesn't make any sense unless you've optimized for conversion. Meaning, when you get traffic, let's just say to a website, you need these people to convert into a lead, right? People clicking around, reading stuff, watching a video, and then just leaving doesn't do you a whole lot of good. The problem with most marketing efforts, especially in the mortgage industry, is there's no focus on CRO. It's a lot of focus on, I gotta get traffic. I gotta spend time and money on social media. I gotta do a blog post. I gotta do videos, this and that. If you haven't stopped to optimize for conversions, all that effort, money, and time is not going to do you any good, right? So you've got to convert visitors into leads in the mortgage, real estate, and insurance space, which is the three areas that leadPops focuses. So that's what we'll be talking about. We're not e-commerce. There's conversion rate optimization across all different spectrums, but in our world, it's specifically focused on lead generation. So converting a click into a lead, a tangible name, email, and phone number, ideally along with as much extra information as you can get about that person, right? So a name, email, and phone number is good, but if we can get another dozen or more pieces of information that they can voluntarily give us, there's a lot more value in that. There's a lot more you can do with it in terms of how to follow up with the lead, how to segment your database, how to identify what persona that person is, because now you've got more than just a name, email, phone number. So conversion rate optimization is really the first step. Talk about it a lot in the book, The Mortgage Marketing Manifesto. The first two chapters are spent talking about website conversion rate optimization and landing page conversion rate optimization. These are two primary areas that you'll be driving traffic to, that people will be finding, that people who Google your name to look you up before they call you are gonna come across. And you've got to make sure that if people are finding you online, we're optimized to convert leads. So the name of the game is make it really easy for them to convert by using a compelling call to action, right? Meaning give them a directive, tell them what to do. And if I hit your site, get a rate quote, it's fast and easy, click below to get started now, right? And then the button says, get my rate quote. It's bright orange. It doesn't blend into the page, right? So a few things I've just kind of rattled off there that are part of the formula, using a direction or a call to action as the directive language, using a button or image that's going to be compelling, that's going to stand out and pull people in. And then you're going to want to pull them into a lead form that's going to ask the right questions in the right kind of way that doesn't scare people off. Apply now, for those of you that are wondering, is not a good call to action. So if you've got apply now layered all over your website, your email blasts, all the different stuff you're doing is pulling people into a 1003 application, that's the opposite of conversion rate optimization. You're scaring people away. Even a good, robust, fully automated online 1003 is really just a service tool. It's not going to convert leads for you. It's really there for people you're already working with that you can direct to that loan application, right? So there's this middle area of people that are serious. They want to talk to somebody, but they're not ready to do a loan app, right? Or if you're in the insurance space, they're not about to go run out to their car to look at their VIN number, to put all that crazy information into the quote form, right? We got to make it a little bit easier for people that are in an earlier stage to give you just some of the basic information you need, because all we really want is to get them on the phone, create a relationship, ask good questions, warm them up, all these wonderful things that can happen once you engage with that person in real life that your web presence can't really do for you. So what the website should be, what the landing page should be, is kind of like a conduit to connect you to the people that are looking for you and that need your help. So there are a lot of different layers to conversion rate optimization, but some of the main ones that I've listed are really the direction, telling people what to do, pulling them into where you want them to go by making what you want them to click on more obvious, right? So if it's just blue and the rest of the site's blue and the button and everything else is blue, it all kind of gets lost in the shuffle, right? But if the button's bright orange or bright yellow, it jumps off the page that much more. So if I want them to click, I'm gonna make what I want them to click on stand out a lot, and I'm gonna use language in that button that's compelling, right? It's not just apply. Something like, see if you're eligible, find out how much you can save, calculate my savings, see how much home you can afford. Stuff like that pulls people in because it feels like I'm gonna get somewhere in that process. Then once they click, asking for their information in the right kind of way is critical. Great examples of this are seen all over the internet. When you look at the Quicken Loans, the Zillow long form, the Lending Tree, multiple billion-dollar companies who do it this way, right? They've figured it out. They've spent a lot of money testing and researching. So that conversion piece is at the heart of what they do. They focus on lead conversion, and that's why they have so much money to spend on ads, because the conversion piece is solved. If they didn't have the conversion down, they wouldn't be spending money the way they do on advertising. So to be successful online, I say your foundation has to be conversion rate optimization. Don't go spend money and time and effort on some marketing and then just wrongly assume it didn't work because the conversion piece was missing and it never even had a chance. So get the conversion thing, the conversion piece, I should say, fixed. Again, look at what the big companies are doing. Plug into leadPops or see what leadPops is doing, because this is a problem we set out to solve years and years ago, and we've done it pretty well. We've got an awesome platform for this specific use case of lead conversion, converting traffic into qualified leads. And then you can spend the money and the time and the effort on marketing, and you'll know when you look at the results, those are actual, that's something you can actually take to the bank and feel confident, like, yeah, that did or didn't work. You can't make that conclusion or draw that conclusion if the conversion rate optimization piece isn't solved, because you're just thinking everything doesn't work. The SEO didn't work. Oh, the Facebook ads don't work for me in my market. The Google stuff, I've tried that doesn't work. No, the traffic came and they left, right? We didn't convert it, so it looks like all that other stuff isn't working. So fix the conversion problem. Conversion rate optimization is really the starting point to a successful marketing campaign. Don't let anybody take your money on spending on ads and driving traffic unless they're talking to you about how they're going to convert the leads first. That's the starting point. If someone's talking to you a lot about lead conversion and how they're going to address that, safe to say that's a good consultant. That's somebody that knows what they're doing. If they're just eager to take your money and dump it into Facebook or Google ads and they're not even assessing where are we going to drive that traffic, they're not examining your website, they're not talking to you about landing pages, run away or get a second opinion. Talk to leadPops, do a digital marketing assessment with our team. We're more than happy to take a look at anything you're doing, give you some real life feedback on what works and what doesn't. We're running campaigns like this all over the country. So talk to leadPops. Otherwise, check out conversion rate optimization. I encourage you to Google it, learn a little bit about it. You'll see how important it is and the impact it can have on your business. There's one more thing I'll leave you with. You can look at how do I increase leads in a couple ways, right? The obvious one is I'll just spend more money on marketing, right? If I want twice as many leads, I can double my ad spend. That's one way for sure, right? The other way is you could double your conversion rate. You could convert twice as many of the people that find you into leads, spending the exact same amount of money without increasing your ad spend, without spending another dollar, right? You can do both of those things and really blow it up. But don't just think that the only way to get better results from your marketing is to spend more money. A lot of times there's really a big amount of room for improvement in the stuff you're already doing to get better results. I say start there before you spend more money. Fix what you're already doing. Focus on that. Do some CRO. Hire somebody who knows what CRO is all about to help you get the most out of your efforts, and then look at how much more money you need to spend. Might not even be anything, So that's it on CRO. It's something I'm really passionate about. This video went a little bit longer than I expected, but it's an important topic, so I hope you see that. If you have your own ideas on CRO or a CRO success story or horror story, tell us in the comments, like, share, tell people about this content if you think it's helpful. Check us out at leadpops.com. Thanks very much, and I'll catch you again soon with another video.